Hello, beloved. I'm James Henry, and we are working our way through and doing Lectio Divina with the first letter of John. We do it once a week, and in the month of July, we will do one verse at a time in 1 John chapter 3. So today we're just looking at verse 1. We'll listen to it together. And by listen to it together, I'll read it aloud to you and listen with you. And then I'll respond. Next week it'll be verse 2, and then verse 3, and then verse 4. We have done Lectio Divina with several verses, and now we're going to try and see what we might hear if we just listen to one verse at a time. Is there something that we can glean that Spirit may be speaking to us? Just to say a word about sacred reading or Lectio Divina, we listen to a scripture with the anticipation, with the belief that Spirit can speak to us today, speak to us in ways that we need to hear. Lectio is different than Bible study. Generally, we don't try to do all the scholarly work with commentaries and trying to figure out what the original author may have meant or said. We listen for the word or phrase that seems to ring true in us. We ask the questions of it, and what does it mean for us? What might Spirit be speaking into our lives right now, right this moment? What did we need to hear today? So I will read it aloud to you and me. I will pause, at which point you can just stop the video if you want to and reflect on your own. You can read it again to yourself in a different version. I encourage you to read it out loud because then you engage your whole body. It's not just your mind space, which we often do these days, but read it aloud to yourself. The vibrations of your vocal cord, the inhaling, breathing, and exhaling of your lungs, and then the reverberation both in your head as you are reading and the reverberation in your ears as you hear the words may allow Spirit to speak to you. After that, I will share what I heard, what I think was for me, and why I think it's important. So, without further ado, get yourself in a posture of receiving, whatever that looks like for you, and if you're in a safe place to do so, close your eyes, perhaps just listen. You can watch me on the video if you want, but you can just listen for the words and see where the words ring true for you. So listen for a word from Spirit today. Behold the greatness of the love shown to us by our Father, the Great Spirit, that he would call us his children. And so we are. The ones who belong to the ways of this world do not know the giver of life, so they do not see us in this way. Knowing and seeing. Those are the images that rose up for me, and they're from that last bit of the first verse. The children, the ones who belong to the ways of this world, do not know the giver of life, so they did not see us in this way. That there is a knowing the one who gave us life, a way of knowing the one who gave origin to all that is, to knowing the Creator, the Great Spirit, the one that we traditionally in the Christian faith would call Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, the three in one, the one in three. Knowing that gives you there's some ability perhaps to see. Knowing God is a way of changing the way we perceive, and those who do not know the giver of life do not perceive in that same way, do not see us the same way. And I wonder for myself, you can overhear what I'm wondering. I wonder if I really know the giver of life. Because I know I don't always see others with the eyes of the giver of life. I am in some ways still caught up in the ways of this world. I see that in myself. And I know that knowing, not just intellectually, but with my whole person, knowing the giver of life is to begin to see, to perceive, and receive the world to see others with a different kind of perception. I'm going to explore that a bit, spend a little time with that myself, perhaps pray that God would give me a deeper knowing than just in my head, a deep knowing in my heart. And that's what I gleaned from today's Lectio Divina, sacred reading from 1 John 1. Join me again, if you wish, next week for 1 John chapter 3, verse 2. Otherwise, remember, you are infinitely precious and unconditionally loved for the gift you already are.